他登记了，他登记。张新美刚才登记，哎，你好，你好，谢谢。登两次。哎，好，谢谢你，谢谢你。
把刚才我们出去对一下，
And the kickoff of his campaign to be the next mayor of Richmond Hill. I'm Cheryl from BT, and also I'm the resident of Richmond Hill as well. So on behalf of Councillor Chen and his campaign team, I would like to extend my warm and sincere welcome to all of you to take your time to support Councillor Chen's mayoral campaign. For your own protection, please wear a mask at all times, and your cooperation will be appreciated. Please allow me to acknowledge guests who served the Richmond Hill community in the past, including Kostas Manigakis, former Member of Parliament, Dr. Riza Maradi, the former Ontario Minister of Research and Innovation, Training and College and Universities, as well as Honorable Michael Chen, the former Ontario Minister of International Development, Councillor Chen's colleagues at York Regional Council, Regional Councillor Jack Hath and Regional Councillor Joe Lee of the City of Markham. So let me introduce the local representatives who are here to support Councillor Chen in his bid for Richmond Hill's mayor, Councillor Khaled Asman of the City of Markham. Richmond Hill Trustee Simon Cui of the York Region.
Simon is there.
Simon. Hi, Simon. So, Simon Cui of the York Region Public School Board, the former Richmond Hill trustee, Carol Chen. Also, some community leaders from the GTA are here too. Dr. Ken N, the Chair Federation of Chinese Canadians of York Region, and his wife Emily. 以及陈炳丁大律师，全家华联总会荣誉主席。Vice President of Tradell Corporation, Winston Chen. 家中地产投资总商会会长孙志峰，加拿大中国专业人士协会 CPAC 会长王体，加拿大中国专业人士协会 CPAC 前会长沈浩会计师，家中校友商业联盟主席南大校友会会长陈东山，家中文化促进发展会会长王家明。家中商贸创新联盟主席张杰，加拿大江苏国际商会执行会长徐晓波，浙江商会会长罗佑奋，嘉港协会会长万锦列治文山望市华商会前会长梁万邦，施家堡约克区华商会会长于丹。施家堡约克区华商会前会长何启新 Johnny So、Winnie Wang， 家中会长梁美英，上海多伦多协会会长谢征，加拿大福建社团联合总会副秘书长小波，福州同乡会会长 Lenny Wang。四川同商会会长刘喜，家中教科文协会会长刘莹，浙江商会副会长董伟明，浙江商会副会长朱伟平，加拿大江苏国际商会副会长曹艳红，以及 The President of Hawaiian Association Roberto Wu。If I mention a few more names, that include Alan Pohashmi, Wilson, Kay Leong, Mustafa Master, Larry Liu, Dr. Tuba Kokakay, Michael Lublin, Roberto Wu, Barbara Lee, Brian Chen, Dr. Ying Lu, Wei Wan, Raymond Tan, John Lee, and Weisman. So before I go on, I would like to let you know that our next mayor's wife, Pauline, is here to show her unwavering support. While her two sons are out of town, some of you may still remember the unmemorable moments with the Chen's family back on November 13, 2006, when Godwin broke ground as the first person of minority ever elected at levels. So to be an effective mayor, one has to earn the respect and the trust of local community. Live in the area where Councillor Chen has been served as local representative for 15 years. It is important to hear from those who observe his public service on the ground. In this regard, I would like to invite Dr. Tuban Kokte, David Dunlap Observatory Defenders, DDOD Outreach Coordinator, and a longtime resident of the city to share with us about our next mayor about what matters to local communities. Please.
To be here with you. It's Godwin inviting me here and to speak. So I know Godwin since 2006. He lived in Richmond a long time. And he's been serving the community so well that everything we request, short-term request, long-term request, everything came through with him. Most importantly is that I'm at the David Dunlap Observatory with the David Dunlap Observatory Defenders. This observatory was very important for us, and it went for the development. And he helped us save the place. 180 acres went, for sale with DOT, and we fight for it together. He was there for us all
Thank you,
this time.
Godwin, for the
I'm
kind
so happy
invitation
that
to attend this very, very special event here today. Thank you all for coming out. It is. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty here, but we've resolved it. We've resolved it. We've resolved it. It's so nice to see all of you here today on this beautiful Sunday to come out to support our good friend Godwin Chan, who for the past 15 years has dedicated the better part of his life to service in this community in Richmond Hill. Godwin is the embodiment of what the immigrant experience is here in Canada. He came here for a better life, to grow his family, and very shortly after he arrived, he had this passion to give back to the country that gave so much to him. And where else could
Next,
you do
I
that better?
invite our next mayor, very good friend, Dr. Riza Mabradi, the former Ontario Minister of Research and Innovation, training colleges and universities, presenting Richmond Hill at Queen's Park to share with his will about our next mayor.
It's not easy to follow my good friend Pastor Menegakis on this stage, but ladies and gentlemen, it's absolutely truly a great pleasure to be here this afternoon and seeing so many of you that I haven't seen you many months or over 2 years, and some of you because of COVID. And I'm so pleased that my good friend Godwin Chan decided to run for the mayor of Richmond Hill. I got to know Godwin. Shelton actually is one of the prides of the city of Richmond Hill as he is the discoverer of one of the stars. So yes, on the early days, I was very much involved as member of the provincial parliament for Richmond Hill, the same David Dunlap Observatory.
Thank you very much.
And from day one,
The relationship is 5,000 years ago, brothers. Well, delighted to be here and my honor to share the platform with so many distinguished political and community leaders. Well, there's one simple reason I'm here today. Because Godwin Chan will be the next mayor of Richmond Hill. And I'm here to support Godwin for a few reasons. Today, I have to be the most colorful person right here. You can see the red color, the blue color, and the orange color. That is the special skill of Godwin Chan. He's one person who can deal with the Conservative Party, the Liberal Party, and the NDP Party. I can tell you, in municipal politics, the mayor need those skills in order to improve the people of that city. So this is the skill of Godwin Chen. The second reason I want to support him is experience. As we all know, he's been a councillor for the past 15 years, and I was honored to helping him 15 years ago. He's not a sudden politician. He's not a person who wake up and suddenly say, I want to be the mayor of a city. He is a well-experienced, well-educated, seasoned politician who can bring well-being to the benefit of the people of Richmond Hill. So thank you so much, Godwin, to moving your step forward and to be the next mayor
has been serving on the York Regional Council since Richmond Hill's former mayor Barrow took medical leave back in February this year. Speaking at higher levels, Councillor Chen has been successfully elected by other mayors and councillors as a director of the National Federations of Canadian Municipalities between 2013 and 2020 to advocate to the federal government on important issues such as
Thank you. I just saying, we miss an important person, which is also the resident of Richmond. Here, you have to come here. Come here. You have to say before me because your vote actually counts, not mine. Go ahead, please.
He lives in Richmond Hill.
Yeah.
I'm his councillor.
Yes, Godwin Chen is my councillor, and matter of fact, I live on the street that actually fronts on to the David Observatory, and I can attest to the fact that he did a lot of work in preserving that. I also to say that prior to entering politics, I used to build subways, and in 1980, we were already planning for the subway to come up to Richmond Hill and subsequently up to Newmarket. And Councillor Chen very definitely has made that progress all the way up there, and I applaud you for that. And Godwin, I thank you for your concern for the community, because at every election, I always see Godwin knocking on my door and asking what he can do for me. So that is what you are all voting him for. He is a person that will deliver on your behalf. Thank you very much.
CS actually have vote, okay, and his wife, because what happened, I always joke about, if someone win for 3 or 4 votes, then you have to know where it came from, because of CS family. Anyway, I'm going to be quick. I know a lot of people already spoke highly of Godwin Chen. I just want to tell you, when he was first appointed as a temporary council member for York Region, I step up to the podium and say, listen, for the last 11 years, I am alone in York Region. I'm the only visible minority there. Like Godwin is really needed to be more diversified in the council. I say, I just hope that let's make it permanent. So you have a chance to make it permanent on January 24th to elect him the next mayor of Richmond Hill. Okay?
So now it's time to hear from Councillor Chen seeking his mandate to Richmond Hill mayor at the by-election when voting will take place between January 18 and 24, 2022. Please enjoy me welcome Dr. Ken and the chair of Federation of Chinese Canadians of York Region to introduce our next mayor.
Exciting to be here, right? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Well, good afternoon. I'm supposed to be introducing Godwin Chen. Most of you know Godwin, one way or the other, but not everything. But our distinguished speakers have actually given you a lot of information. So I will not let you hear my one-page introduction of Godwin Chen. He has accomplished a lot. That's the key thing. He's a very, very seasoned politician, experienced, highly educated, as been mentioned, from Harvard University, Mayor Administration. That's what's needed for this dysfunctional Richmond Hill.
Thank you. I'm very short of words, but this afternoon I'm deeply touched. Deeply touched. I'm going to forego my 15-minute speech. You should be happy, right? I have 5 pages and going to say 15 minutes, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to speak from the heart. Is that okay? I'm really deeply touched. Look at here. And I don't want to keep you here for all the good reasons, but thank you. I only have 5 things to say though. Number 1, from the bottom of my heart, and along my family, Pauline and my 2 sons, who have, as adults, out of town, thank you. My sincere thank you from the bottom of my heart, from my family, to all your support. Your presence here speaks volume, including those people who have been speaking to all of you, including good friends from here. I just recognize and now me, Regional Councillor Jack Heath, also with whom I have privilege to serve now in York Regional Council, and actually has been coaching me very much in all the elections for the directorship at the National Federation of Canadian Parties. Thank you, Jack. And all good friends from the diverse communities, faith groups, and actually former Richmond Hill Councillor David Cohen, who have been in Ward 3 Councillor for 22 years. Thank you, David, for joining me. Oh, of course, another good friend who's a former Member of Parliament for Scarborough Agincourt. And then he made his marks as a also Toronto Councillor, Jim Carianis. Thank you. And thank you. And I hope I don't miss anyone, and a good number of people here. I would be remiss if I miss someone, but I want to acknowledge my friends from the very diverse communities all over the city to be here. So I say thank you. And number 2, I just want to share with you why I want to be the next mayor. Some of the speakers before me already said, in some Toronto newspaper or the media generally speaking, saying Richmond Hill Council is dysfunctional. I even hear words from my speakers before me. Out of control. And in particular, a recently published 21 Municipal Democracy Index. They look at 32 Ontario cities. You know where is Richmond Hill? It ranks number 1, but it's not the top. Don't clap, it's not on the top. I know, it's temptation. It's at the bottom. At the bottom of this Ontario Municipal Democracy Index. As one of the longest serving council members, I'm deeply concerned. In fact, I'm deeply troubled. This is not the place I call home for the last 100 years. This is not the place of council that I've served for 50 years. A lot of people came to encourage me to run, and after much deliberations and support from my family, I decided to step forward to offer you, the voters in Richmond Hill, an experience, and inclusive, and I like to think of myself as forward-thinking professional, to work with everyone in the city to build a brighter future, because Richmond Hill deserves to be number 1 in all kinds of rankings. Don't you agree? That's why I'm really getting excited and motivated to run. Notwithstanding some of my colleagues said earlier, of course there are challenges. Of course one of the challenges is only 6 weeks to go. Only 6 weeks. Unlike another election usually take months. I can really knock on doors, which I enjoy very much, because as you see hear from people, I really honestly like to connect with people, to hear their views, and also what I can offer to address those issues. Because that's what local representatives are all about. We're not representing a particular leader of a party. That's another level at the province, at the federal. I'm here for the people, the local level. I was about to say what I've done for the last 15 years, but thank you for all my friends who spoke before me. I will just recap quickly because of time. I have been very passionate in pushing very hard to get the young subway extension to come to Richmond Hill, for 14 years out of the 15 years I'm a councillor. I have to deal with people who constantly put me down. Godwin, don't dream, it's never going to happen. Wait till my grandchildren may be going to university, then maybe. But you know, I persist because I believe that's the right thing to do for the right reason, that Richmond Hill is right in the geographic center of Greater Toronto area north, and that's one of the things that I initiate a young North group to reach out, not just Richmond Hill. I engage councillors in Markham, in Vaughan, in the Young Corridor, to work together, to make this work. I actually have together we have a historic summit. Many people don't know that. In 2016, April 26, first time 3 mayors, Richmond Hill, Markham, Vaughan, came together to meet and plan for how strategically advocate for the subway. And David Dunner of Sheraton. I'm not going to repeat more. C.S. Chung mentioned it, and the first 2 speakers mentioned it. I will only say I pushed very hard to get the park recognized, the observatory recognized as a National Historic Site in 2017. And I take pride to celebrate the community. We have a Canada's National Historic Site right here in Richmond Hill. It's going to be the future destination park for over 111 acres, right here for all to enjoy. And the third thing, I would just say that something I really champion for now is age-friendly community. More than ever, with the pandemic, we realize how challenging it is for older adults and seniors to live healthier life and active life. And I believe it's time, not just Richmond Hill, for everywhere in Ontario, Canada, world, to really promote this age-friendly community strategy. And I'm glad to say Council bought my members' motion that was moved on June 25th, 2019. You see, I remember those days because I did research, I proposed to Council, and I advocate because I believe in it. So I'm glad to say that the city just finished the consultation in the summer. We're moving on to the next stage on age-friendly community on doing this assessment. The other thing that I would say, depending on which side you come from, I also moved to ask the city to consider regulation of short-term rentals in residential neighborhoods, because I have so many people complain about, there's excessive parking, littering, all kinds of things that might not be associated with the best. I do understand there's a need for that, but it should be able to coexist with residents so that they have the quiet enjoyment of the neighborhood. So I always take a balanced approach to things. But I have proposed back in 2019 to have the city look into this seriously, how to have the coexistence of the short-term rental for the right purpose, but make sure not causing any nuisance issue for residential neighborhood. So number 3, I would just say that this is something I believe strongly, is back in even 2015, I asked the city to look into how to improve our noise bylaw enforcement, because particularly summertime and during barbecue season, I would say, there's all kinds of issues. So for the first time, the city now implement an objective measurement, and we have scientists here. They actually have specified how many decibels. That is the level of sound you can measure, because sound, maybe somebody's loud, somebody's not too loud. But now the newly revamped bylaw, noise bylaw in Richmond Hill have a very clearly specified what is the objective measurable standard. So I'm not going to go on further. That's my point number 3. The number 4, that was precisely a 20-minute speech. I'm going to condense it to 5 minutes if I can. I strongly believe that running for mayor is not just saying, I pledge to do everything I can to serve you better. It's not good enough. You need to have action plan. You have to think about what you can bring forth to people, because the mayor is the leader of the city, not just chairing meetings. You have to be front and visible to show the vision for what you want to lead the city in. So I have 5 key priorities. Number 1, restore civility, stability, and trust in council. Thank you. I think I'm meeting it head on. We have to recognize residents' anger, displeasure. Many of them have said to me, Godwin, you're a good guy, but we need to have a functional council. As your mayor, I would meet with each councilor, one-on-one, to stress we are one city. We might have different views, but we have to have a one-team approach. Secondly, I'm going to initiate to have a citizens forum to meet at least every 6 months. So for me as the mayor, to share with the residents of this great city, Richmond Hill, the strategic direction where the city is going, and also, very important, to hear firsthand from residents of the issues and concerns. My second key priorities is to really look at respect, community character, and environment in balancing growth development. This is very important. Richmond Hill, and thank you for the province, Dr. Elizabeth Murray would know, and Dr. Honorable Michael Chen would know, we are mandated, Richmond and all cities in GTA, to get intensification, get to more people to live. That's fine. However, intensification should happen in places where it belongs, where it's reasonable, like the Richmond Hill Center, where Yonge and Subway, where some people would like to say you can have more high rises, because that's where the place where the mass transit, where the future subway is coming, but not in other places that disrespect community character and disrespect environment and keep cutting trees just to build tall towers. And that's not right. And on that front, I will only say one particular initiative. As your mayor, I'm proposing to implement a planning and development committee so that not only residents have additional opportunity to articulate the issues and concerns, but is not buried into one of the planning applications or one of the 20 agenda items of the council meeting. With the planning and development committee, it's a dedicated forum that may be looking only 2 or 3 agenda items so that both members on the committee as well as residents have a more fulsome opportunity to deliberate on those planning applications that matter to our existing residents. And number 3, I'd like to reinforce public safety measures. We take pride in facilitating numerous communities to form this neighborhood watch program, which strengthen the liaison with the York Regional Police to help us to keep peace. And I thank you. You know what? I only being moved around, but I'm not going to sit quiet. As your mayor, I will only always articulate what matters to you. But just to position myself, maybe for a better picture, so be it for this time. But I'm talking about public safety. We all, including myself and my family, we move into Richmond Hill because we enjoy the excellent quality of life. We also want to have safety in our neighborhood. For our businesses, we like them to prosper. So on that note, I'm going to ask to have regular periodic meetings, not only with the superintendents or York Region taking care of the safety in Richmond Hill. I'm going to have a quarterly meeting with the chief of police to focus on what particular action the police can do to make our life safer here in Richmond Hill. Thank you. It has to have a system, not when crises arise. Just the last point on that, some people may not know, before I even become a councillor, along with former Mayor Barrow, back in 2002, I volunteered to be one of the founding members of the Road Watch program. If you drive on the streets, you see the big eye overlooking the street, that's myself and former Mayor Barrow and other people who actually established that in Richmond in 2002. If you drive, thank you. If you drive on High Tech Road, if you go shopping, you go home or do whatever, on both ends, Yonge and Bayview, you see a big sign, Bayview Grant is Road Watch Community. I have to say, at the time, I convinced the York Regional Police Chief of the day to agree to have police endorse it and put it there. And I believe up to now, this is the only place in Richmond Hill where it's only reminding drivers This is a World War community. Drive responsibly. Okay, I know it's getting hot. I'm going to very quickly number 4. Number 4, I honestly believe, having been in council for 15 years, it's time for Richmond Hill to revitalize the services of the city. We should think about not we need information from you as users of the system. We should be focusing with a culture, what I would call user-centric, user experience. I propose to have a service charter. It's not just a piece of paper. A service charter will indicate clearly what are the principles I'm asking Richmond Hill staff, including elected officials, would adhere to when we are serving users, residents, businesses, future residents, future businesses when they come through our door. And also articulate, specify very clearly what's the expected turnaround time. So you will never say, I hope you'll never say, oh, I filed this to fix the street light 20 days ago, but I'm still waiting. I want it to be clear, to be specified, 20 business days will endeavor to fix that street light. If the issue other than we have beyond our control, such as we need the hydro utility to fix underground cable, it might take another 20 business days. But spell it all out, so people, when they make the request, they have expectation and being transparent, knowing what to expect. Service charter. To me, that's my slogan for the last 15 years. Service matters. And the last but not least, the 5th one, is that recognize the true value of diversity. It's not just something we say. Richmond Hill has all this potential to get connected through our diverse communities, whether through the cultural aspect, whether through the economic aspect, to truly help to build Richmond Hill to world-class city, to bring along the expertise, the investments from all over the world, unleash those opportunities for our very diverse communities. And this is what I present myself as a candidate to bring in the time for a visionary and inclusive leadership. And I honestly see on the last part, I'm not dreaming to say Richmond Hill could be an inclusive, world-class city, and there's a particular forum which is upcoming for next 25 to 30 years we can build upon, and that's where intensification belongs. Richmond Hill Center, Yonge and Highway 7, where the subway is coming, and some of you may already attended a workshop or open house on that high tech station, and then next week on the south side of Highway 7 in Markham. This is the place to be. And I want to end by saying, in fact, the very last point, and speakers before me say that, I thank you for all coming. But you also can join me in this exciting journey to make sure I'll be your next mayor of Richmond Hill. And what can you do? What I'm asking for, tell as many friends as you can in all kinds of manner and form and shape that there's a by-election. They can vote on January 18th to 24th online, and also a poll station from January 22nd to 24th. Number 2, they let them know we have an excellent candidate, Godwin Chen, who have the education, who have the experience, and who have the character to show with the solid achievements, and truly believe in making changes with a 5-point action plan. Not just pledges. I have actual, realistic, in my view, action to do things together. And third, if you have time and you come in, please fill the volunteer form. If any time block, 7 to 9 a.m., join me at the corner of Bayview and 16, Bayview and 7, or wherever you like, just to wave like Dr. Moretti. He and his wife, I owe you so much. 15 years ago, he and his wife, he's not even a politician yet, so to speak. He and his wife were waving the card with me together in front of the school, 8 a.m., to greet parents coming in. You don't have to say anything, just to show that I'm here for the people. I have supporters, not just a lonely Godwin Chen standing there, but you know what, that's important. So if you can sign up for any time block, 7 to 9 a.m., or if you can 9 to 12, or 1 to 3, and perhaps 4 to 6, join me in doing what you can to drop my camping cards. And number 4 is also when the time comes, next January, after the celebration of holidays, Christmas, whatever you're celebrating at the end of the year. Turn the new page in 2022, January 2nd, call up your friends, call up the residents you know in Richmond, your neighbors, or maybe even, in doing email or whatever. Let them know, remind them, in 15 days you can vote, and vote Godwin Chen. Last time I checked, my name is at the very top, number 1 on the ballot list. Unless the city changed something, I don't know that. But that's important. And also let people know how to vote online, because I think it's a challenge. And make sure they verify they're on the voters list so that they can vote. Now, today, I'm officially not only have a grand opening of my office, I'm actually kicking off my official campaign. I'm doing it symbolically because I want you to go to votechen.ca, which is now officially launched, and encourage you and your friend to go to votechen.ca to see more about me, about what I propose. In fact, many young people told me, do we have a QR code? We don't want to enter all those letters. Yes, on your way, leaving here, take one of my cards. There's a QR code. You just scan it. You don't have to punch anything. It takes you directly to votechen.ca. So if you are not interested in looking at my happy face, just look at other pages, okay? But make sure when 18th of January come along, you vote yourself. If you're the citizen of Richmond Hill, you're a resident, and you've checked you're on the voters list. Oh yes, on my website, there's a link. You just click on it, and it will take you to the city site to check whether you are on the voters list. I'm trying to make it easier for you, so it's more convenient for you to vote for me, because together, I want you to mark, I believe, the first name on the ballot list, whatever the way it's presented, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. In particular, not just people in Richmond Hill, but my colleagues will know I am the person who reach out to neighboring municipalities, York Region and Ontario, across Canada, to visibly, I say the word be visible, to promote Richmond Hill is the best place to live and the smart place for business. So thank you all very much, and I pass it back to the microphone to my beautiful MC. Give her a big round of applause. Now, I do have one suggestion. I know it's hot. I have one suggestion. Perhaps we can take a group photo outside. You will have to put your coat on, but I thought it's better for fresh air that you take a group picture so that we don't cram everybody here. I might not have this beautiful sign behind me, but we can take the vertical banner with you. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I invite all of you to share my excitement, to share my energy, to share my vision, to make Richmond Hill a truly world-class #1 city, because experience matters, character matters, and service matters. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much. We will better city with your help. So next we will have a gift from Sunny Sun. 有请我们加拿大多伦多著名的画家孙昌英，他会给你一个礼物。孙昌英也是原多伦多美术学院的院长。好的，谢谢 ，Thank you so much. So 我们下面呢有请全家华联总会主席陈培丁先生上台致辞。
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, I'm delighted to come and join every one of you to support our candidate
Godwin Chen to be the next mayor of Richmond Hill. He has our full support, I can tell you. He has the support of myself and all of us from the community. Why? Because Godwin Chen, we know him very well. He has the qualification, he has the experience, he has